Hey YouTube, good morning, good morning. Yes, it is 10 a.m. on Monday. Oh, what's the name? Okay, it's November 30th, 2014. And just finished eating my breakfast. My dogs are fed. We went for a walk. And I'm feeling very contemplative. I actually felt like a little hurt. Um, as you know, I'm on a spiritual journey, and this year has been wow. I think what I'm learning, in short, with this spiritual journey is it's a continual process, and that it's always ever folding itself, and expressing itself. It's manifesting different aspects, to you, and it never stops. In short, and I listen to a lot of videos on YouTube, and primarily some people would call it Black Consciousness movement, and I like to know what other people of the community feel, especially if it's of a spiritual bent to it. I don't know any other words how to express it, and as I mentioned in many of my videos, I have more than one channel, but the spirit journey is really addressing different insights that I learning about myself regarding spirituality. And then my primary channel was one on really focusing on the Black consciousness movement, and that is called Black Calm Warning. It's short for the Black community warning. That I wanted to. There was a lot of information being put out there in the Black community, and a lot of the information I found to not be accurate. So I haven't really been putting a lot of videos on that channel, but this video is supposed to be going on my Spirit Journey channel. And well, I was watching a video this morning, actually. Let me back up a little bit more. The issue, what I'm feeling inside is based on, I feel betrayed or lied to. I just have to say, I feel a little deceived or lied to. And part of what I've been dealing with was about honesty. I live a very quiet life. I don't really, I go out to walk my dogs, whatever, and, small chit-chat talk, with people as I'm walking my dog, and that's basically it. And it's not that many blacks, that live in my area, that I could really socialize with. It's a very ethnically diverse neighborhood, but it's no community. So I do go on YouTube, and I seek out channels that have Black people on it, and other Black people who are interested in bettering their lives. The YouTube world is just a small fragment of reality. It's not to be my full reality, my full, outlet in life. It's just a piece. But it is important to me because I am able to add just with my fingertip to just, surf the internet and experience, But it's not my whole life, but it is important to me. And I was raised in an environment that was not trustworthy. And so my issue has to do with trusting others. And when I feel that things aren't being genuine with me, I don't respond emotionally very well. I mean, it upsets me. And so that's what I'm experiencing right now. That I'm feeling this a little emotional pain, and part of this was this feeling that I'm feeling right now was due to actually two videos, but the primary video that I have a concern with is with a man by the name of Lenon Honor. And I came across him over YouTube through one of the other black channels that I've watched, and on the side of the YouTube they have recommended videos, and his name popped up, and so I just clicked on it out of curiosity, and I've been watching him now for maybe a month and a half, and I was impressed with a lot of things that he said. He and his wife, wife in quotes, was they talk about relationships. They have 5 really nice children and everything, and it looks so comforting, because in my environment you don't see black couples, married couples, and their children. He has a lot of children. I'm one of 7 kids. My parents were legally married, from the very beginning. My mother got married out of the house at a wedding, the traditional, and living in New York City, I don't really meet a lot of, blacks of, traditional background, like that, and so when I came across his channel, and he often talks about, he and his wife, they've been married for 13 years, and you look at the thumbnails of his videos, and he has his, they're all having big cheesy smiles, and it was comforting to me, because I'm coming from a large family, and my immediate family, we live all over, and the family structure is not there, especially after my father's death 5 years ago, So I'm still sensitive about, about his passing. So I guess my watching Lenon Honor's video, it was, just something to comfort me. It's just, sometimes I just have his videos going on, and I could be cleaning my apartment, whatever, and it's just, like that, because I don't listen to the radio anymore, because I'm tired of the cursing and things like that. So it's just an alternative, okay? So the video I was watching, he's talking, Mr. Lenon is talking about, I'm going to show you the video. Okay, let me show you. I don't know these things with YouTube, how to, let's see. That's him, and let me see if I can get closer. Okay, hope it's there, because I can't, because I have the camera. Okay, so that's the video. Okay, and as you see, I am subscribed on his video. Okay, now, sorry. Now I'm going to turn it on. Okay, now this video is entitled The Spiritual Quest and Manifesting Happiness. Okay, and this part, the individual who, Mr. Lenon, Lenon Honor, he's responding to someone's video, a young 19-year-old guy, and the young man is asking about something about marriage, and that's how this part of the conversation gets started. So let me press it, and then I'm going to express my concern. Okay.
about spiritual marriage.
Okay, spiritual marriage.
And what I call being married in consciousness. Okay. So he said here also, I want to know what being spiritually married actually means, because I feel like civil marriages is just for paperwork and a way for man to gain money.
Okay.
So I've talked about this. For instance, my wife and I, we've been married for 13 years, but we're not legally married. In other words, we haven't gone to the state. It's interesting because the church and the state are supposed to be separate. But if someone is a devout Christian, then it's interesting to me the devout Christian feels as if they should have to go to the state in order to have their marriage validated. You know, they call it a marriage license, right? Mm-hmm. Or the Muslim. You see, I just find it to be fascinating. So what I'm saying, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that, because in point of fact that it, you know.
Okay, let me turn it on. Okay, the part that I was focusing on was the part he said he's not legally married. Okay. Not about the thing about the Christian or Muslim, about getting the state. Okay, now, I've been watching Mr. Lennon's videos now for maybe a month and a half regularly, you know, and I believe in supporting black people, you know. If I could find a black establishment, you know, in New York City, there's not many black establishments, American black. You can find some Africans on 115th and 116th Street in Manhattan, you know. You can go there. But very few American-born people, okay? And I even bought this book, okay? That's him, okay? That's his book. And he even autographed it for me. Okay? So, say that? That's him. So, I want to walk the walk, and if it's about supporting and being honest, whatever, I'm going to support you. Okay? You can be into what you want to be into. Okay? But just be upfront about it. Now, he in many of his videos said that he and his wife has been married for 13 years. And I believed him. But he's not married. So I was in the shower when I was watching the video. And my eyes almost popped out. Okay? And it wouldn't have been a big thing if he said he wasn't married. But my issue is that if you said that you were married, and repeatedly saying that you're married and you're not, then you're not being truthful. And all about his videos is about relationships and communicating and things like that, which is important, you know. And I mean, he goes on about the relationship and, you know, what does it mean, you know, something about, you know, the papers and stuff. But the main thing is that he's not married. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem that, I guess, you know, as it is, you know, that I was, you know, recently, two different occasions, and both of these men were married. This is one incident was last month. Another one happened almost 2.5, 3 years ago. But the deception that was with these individuals, letting me think that one thing, you know, and I quickly found out, but I wasn't looking for trouble, and so I don't want to find trouble, you know. And so I think that's why I feel a little sensitive, because of the recent incident, you know, someone trying to pass as a bachelor and he's not. And yes, it is true that, you know, that it's not a piece of paper that makes you married, you know, legally, yes. It makes you legally married if you're you know, you have that paper. It doesn't mean that you're going to stay married forever. That's true. We have tons of people who are divorced. But I felt that Mr. Honor was promoting about family, and I don't have any children, okay? But if I had a daughter, and if a man wanted to date my daughter, and he says, well, what's in the paper? Oh, it doesn't mean anything. I would probably want to slap him or something. Say, you're not going to mess with my daughter. I love my daughter. Or I love my son, you know. You know, when you're married, you're making a commitment to, you're making you're making a public statement when you get married, especially if you're with a community. You know, let's say if he said, you know, I'm not legally married, but, you know, I'm not into the mainstream societies, institutions, but me and my woman, we wrote a contract amongst ourselves. But we have maybe a spiritual leader or something, and we publicly made this announcement, something like that, something to that effect. I don't have any problem with that. But you just shacking up. I'm old school, and we call that shacking up, okay? And they're giving out advice about relationships. And if I would have known that they weren't, I don't know. I don't know whether I would have been able to receive their information, you know, because they were convincing to me. They seem to have their act together. They work as a team, and whether you have a paper or not. But I think if there would have been, because I watched many of his videos, and I never heard him say that that they didn't have a legal contract marriage, you know. Let's say, I mean, he says, you know, he's very careful about what his children are exposed to, things like that, and rightly so, you know. So, you know, being overprotective, you know, being protective of your children, I'm all for. But what are you teaching your children? You're saying, you know, mommy and daddy, you're not married, and you're telling us about relationships and responsibility, and you know, be careful. Don't you know, be careful what websites you go on and this and that. But you're saying that any person that comes to me, you know, they can say any spiritual thing, and I have to believe it and form a relationship with this person. I would not. I mean, I was just like dumbfounded. I'm just kind of dumbfounded. I mean, just what message he and his wife is giving. You know, he has two beautiful daughters, and I think three boys. Yeah, 2 girls and 3 boys, and they look so sweet. And I wouldn't want someone. I wouldn't want, if I had children, someone, you know. I don't know. I wouldn't want to promote that. And no, not if, especially my little girls. If I had little girls, I wouldn't want them to be with some family and because what are you teaching? What are you teaching black women? See, that's my issue also. See, Mr. Leonard came across to me as an exceptional black man, a black man that honors women. And he talks about, oh, you know, you treat women, you know, with respect and this and that. I feel, in my belief system, that you're disrespecting a woman if you're having sex with her, having children with her, and you're not married. Okay? And most people in the black community, and in the Caribbean also, most of us, our parents are not married. Over 80%, at least in the United States, of blacks, of children, people, they are not from married unions. So this is so most of us belong to an illegitimate community, and that is not good. In the Caribbean, the percentage is even higher, you know, close to 90%. illegitimacy. And these are, so you wonder why a lot of black families are messed up? Because they're not married. They have illegitimate children. What are you teaching your children about, about morality? Okay? So I don't know. I'm just looking at my notes. Um, it's a, it's not a good role model, in my opinion. You're going to pretend that you're something that you're not. That I have a problem with. Okay, and he was on he and his wife and his children were guests on a video. The name of the person, he goes by the name of Tahuti, and I forget the full name, but I know him as Tahuti, and he has he sells products and health products, and he was a guest on on his store or some place where he was Tahuti, and they were to talk about relationships and family, and so that's also why I thought, oh wow, he's because I know of Tahuti and I respect his work and everything, and he talked about where he came from. So, he's like an open book. He shared his background, whatever, and I respect him for that, None of our lives are perfect. And so I don't want to say that I thought he, I don't know. But I guess especially because he was on this show with Tahuti, with his family about, how to have a good family, and I'm very disappointed. That's what I can say. I don't know. I feel a little tricked, and I guess part of the spirit journey is telling me, well, one thing that Mr. Honor does say, that many of us externalize our power to something else. And he's right. I was externalizing my power and giving it to Lenon Honor. And I should not have done that. And that's, I guess, part of the reason why I feel the way that I do, I know of people who are not married and living together and have children. I don't have an issue with that, But if you tell me that you're married, you better be married. or the same, like those men that I met, to say that you're not married and that you are, or you're living with someone, I have a problem with that. So what lesson did I learn is that, yes, he's right. Spiritual, you don't externalize your spirituality, and spirituality is something within, and it has nothing to do with elevating other people. We're not to elevate other people into godhood, and so that was, I guess, part of my problem. I lifted him up on a pedestal, and I wasn't to do that. So this whole year, regarding the Black consciousness movement and blacks in general, we have to be really conscientious who we look up to over the internet. You have a lot of people who are posing as something. My first video I did, I used to watch this man named Hagins. I forget his first name, but he has this we call the African Community Church or something. He used to be a Baptist minister, and he fell out of it, and he now does spirituality utilizing the ancient Egyptian mythology or religion. And I was curious about him, and even watching his videos. I watched many of his videos, and then I started dissecting one of his videos, and the information he was giving was distorted, and in one instant it was an untruth, and I lost respect for him. I admired that he took an initiative to try to help blacks want to feel good about themselves. I'm all for that, but it's not at a cost of telling people that what's not true, you know. So that was an issue. So I'm all oh, I don't know. I you know, it's not a first with the YouTube that you know, I watch all these videos, and look, I guess I'm looking for black leadership, you know. I was even looking at the Nation of Islam, and when they said on a video, it was Sunday's video that they had put out, and when they said that that the Arab language is Black Americans' native language, and that the religion was indigenous to us. That's not true. That is not true. They now, in the 21st century, yes, you have in West Africa the majority of the religions now, and that coast, you know, that whole region, you know, and across is heavily and predominantly Muslim. But 500 years ago, you know, that was not the case. You did have Muslims invading West Africa and Central Africa, but it's not indigenous to us, the Islamic faith and the religion of Islam. That was not indigenous to West Africa. And for them to say that it is, you know, again, that they're telling blacks what they want to hear. So, you know, I guess, you know, the giants, you know, we have these little giants in our world, and you know, it's they're not who you think you are. They are, and so I guess on this spirit journey, you know, examine things closely, and that I know it's not going to be the end. I get this is just human nature that we like to say and, you know, let people believe certain things that aren't true. So real truth really has to start within, you know, and that I'm to just focus on that, and, you know, to take care of my health and to be true to myself, because if you're not true to yourself, you can't be true to others. And so I guess these people, these men that I've been watching on YouTube, and the men I'm bumping into in the street, they have no truth in them, you know. And so that's what I want to share. And again, if I offend, you know, my point is not to offend, but to let you know what's going on. And for ladies, especially black women or Hispanic women, you know, be aware of what's being said to you. Test everything that you're being told, you know, before you start investing money like I did, you know. If you know, just you know, just be aware, and so you don't get suckered into a movement, you know, an organization. You know, if you know what they stand for, you know what, you know, by their fruit, and you choose, you know, to still go into something, okay, that's your business. You know, you do what you want to do, but just know, you know, look within, and the truth lies where your feet is, you know, and start developing that. And it's my spirit journey to know my truth, my inner truth, and to live accordingly with it. So take care. Bye-bye.